Hello, my YouTube folks! As you can tell, on my channel, I've changed the name of the channel to Sir Acha's Food. Now, I'm a big fan of sriracha sauce. I really am. I love sriracha sauce. My dad, back when I was younger, we called it rooster sauce because, as you can see, there's a big rooster on the bottle. Now, my shirt says, happiness is sriracha. Okay? My mom got it for me. And so I decided to change my name to Sir Acha. The pause is there so I don't get sued for copyright infringement. Because honestly, I do not want to be sued by the rooster people. They probably have better lawyers and a whole lot more money than I do. Today I'm going to be trying something new. New Guri noodles. I have never tried these noodles before. In fact, I've never really seen these guys before. But it says it uses udon type noodles. I don't know if those are the fatter noodles or if those are the ramen type noodles. I'll find out when I open it. But it takes about 5 minutes to get cooked. Boil 2 cups of water, add your noodles, soup base, and flakes. Cook for 5 minutes, stirring occasionally, yada, yada, yada. So, while it's cooking, we're going to talk about it. So let's open it up and find out. I've already got the water going. So, mainly because it takes forever to boil water, and nobody wants to sit here and watch a pot until it boils, because you know what they say. Man, this is a hard package. Good thing I've got a knife. They really don't want you getting in here. Ooh, cool. These are the fat noodles. Okay, so first off, it's round. That's really cool. But these are noticeably fatter than ramen noodles. And my water's boiling. So, let's go ahead and put this in there. And soup base and flakes. Huh. Okay, so noodles in the water. Ta-da. Okay, I need to add. Now, the reason I'm using the soup base again is because I've never tried these before. I know with ramen noodles, my dad used to call the soup base the infamous salt packet, mainly because, well, it's got a lot of salt, which, of course, it's got to. It's a noodle thing that's on a shelf. Its shelf life is like, 50 years. And the flakes. So these flakes here, let me see here. Looks like, okay, it looks like corn and maybe seaweed? I'm thinking, maybe, possibly. It kind of looks like when you get those little cups of noodles, how they have like little veggies in them. That's kind of what this looks like. So we're going to put that in there. Boop. And we've got 5 minutes. Now, during that 5-minute time, you get to listen to me ramble about these noodles. But first, give it a little stir so that way everything gets in the water. Wow, these noodles cook up real quick. With ramen, if it's been in the water for like 2 seconds, or in this case 2 minutes, they usually don't break apart real easy. These bad boys are like, I'm able to grab them with the tongs and... Okay, so, let's see here. According to this, it's 2 servings per container. We're Americans. We like to be fat, so I'm going to eat the whole bowl by myself probably. Don't worry, you don't have to sit there watching me eat the whole thing. But it's got... Damn! Okay, yeah, it's a salt packet. 930 milligrams of sodium. Good night. That's 40% of your daily servings. Now, me, I like to add salt to my salt. Full disclosure. So, to me, it may not seem all that bad. For the entire bag, which is going to be me, it's 1,850 milligrams of sodium. 80% of your daily value. So, if you're trying to cut down on salt, do not use the salt packet. Instead, what you could do is you can add some soy sauce. Obviously, that's sodium, but it's not near as much as what's in this thing. Add some soy sauce, add some salt, maybe, instead of soy sauce, if you don't like soy sauce. Add some salt, some pepper. Add some red pepper flakes. Add a little bit, smidge of sesame seed oil. It's phenomenal. A little bit goes a long way, but it will taste more like a stir fry that you would get at a restaurant. and do that in your water, and that'll actually cut down on the sodium, and it'll taste pretty darn good. Actually use actual vegetables, garlic, onion, jalapenos, which I'm getting ready to cut some up. You get to watch me. I'm going to be cutting those up to add those to my noodles because I like it on top, along with kimchi. So, no, I'm not making my own kimchi. I bought it from the store. Why? Because, well, I don't have a yard to dig holes in and put cabbage and wait for it to ferment. But that's the kimchi I'm going to be using. It is the Jongga. That's the name right there. Jongga. Sorry, camera's over here. If you can read it. It's probably backwards on here because you know how cameras flip things. But it is made in Korea. And it's just Napa cabbage and a bunch of other spices and junk. And they take it, they put it in a jar, they stick it in the ground, wait for it to ferment for roughly 6 months, and then they dig it back up. It's good stuff. Had a friend of mine who was Korean, and he told me how they make it. And it's kind of like hot dogs. Until you realize what hot dogs actually are and how they're made, you probably eat them without a problem. And then you realize, God, that's how it's made. And either A, you continue eating them because you don't care, because they taste good. Or B, you stop eating it entirely because you're grossed out. My sister, for the longest time, would not eat hot dogs after she found out how they were made. She's one of those. Okay, so, my jalapeno. Now, I would like to instruct people on the proper holding of a chef knife when you are cutting things. Okay? Now, a lot of people like to do this whole thing right here. Okay? Put your finger on top and you cut, right? A lot of TV personalities that call themselves chefs do this. Now, while it may be okay if you're practiced, problem is you have no stability. See this? I mean, real easy. If you have a kind of slightly dull knife and you go to cut something and you're doing this little number, you're rocking, you go shink, you could chop off the ends of your fingers, whatever. So, best way to hold your knife is actually down here at the end of the knife, okay, where the blade meets the handle. Hold it right there. Best way. You have more stability. You're not going to go anywhere, really. And better control. Plus, if you're cutting something like with a bone or whatnot, you have all of your hand strength. You're not trying to press with just a finger. Okay, so I am cutting the veins out of this jalapeno simply because, well, I don't feel like having all these seeds and all that mess on my jalapeno. A lot of people are like, that is the hottest part. Yes, it is. I don't feel like having it. I have no problem with it. I mean, I do have pico de gallo that I made in the fridge that I'll do a video on probably next month on how to actually make it. Because everybody needs to know how to make a good pico. There we go. Jalapeno slices. I'm going to take these bad boys, I'm going to just toss them in. Boil them up along with my soup. Oh, wow. Dude, this like boiled down, bruh. Wow. Okay, it has been roughly 5 minutes, and it completely boils down. There's like no water. Huh. I think that's just my stove, though. We had an incident yesterday. The stove is like a beast. And it has a tendency to boil water away when you're boiling. Now, obviously, most people are like, well, yeah, dummy, leave a thing on the stove without a lid, it's going to boil away. Right, I understand this. However, with a lid on, it should not boil all your water away in less than 5 minutes. This almost did. Well then. So, I've got some jalapenos in there. I'm letting it sit for a couple minutes because I don't feel like burning my mouth out from the heat. So, they look good. I'll actually show them to you guys here. So, remember how I said they were the big fat noodles? They are the big fat noodles, okay? I don't know if you can actually see the difference. I can, because I'm like right here. So, let me bring them closer. Those are the big fat noodles. They're not the little itty-bitty thin ramen noodles. The little vegetables that came in the flake packet, okay? It looks like, I think that is actually seaweed and carrots. I like seaweed. I actually have sheets of seaweed for when I do sushi. Obviously, I do homemade sushi. I don't do the whole, bringing out a salmon and slicing it in half and skinning it and filleting it, which would be really awesome, but I don't have the counter space, nor do I have the knives or the skill to do that. But I do know how to use a regular knife and crab meat, even if it's fake. Fake crab meat is like the easiest thing to work with because you don't have to cook it. Alrighty. Now, if you do these bad boys, you can do them in the microwave. If you do, it says 8 minutes. Okay, so it is faster to do things in the microwave than it is on the stovetop. But in this case, it is the exact opposite. That is really weird. It does have on here, try with your favorite vegetables, which I'm doing. Jalapenos. Obviously, it's got a caution on here. Product is very hot after heating. Handle with care. Avoid spilling or burning yourself. Totally handle everything out of the fridge with care. I don't see... Yeah, you can see. There's a blister on my finger. I got that from artichoke dip last night. I'm a smart one. So, Neo-Guri Spicy Seafood. Let's bowl it up and try it. Now, with the name of Spicy Seafood, I would think that it would have, like, fake shrimp and stuff. That'd be cool. And it looks so beautiful. Yes. It looks delectable. That is what I will be eating. Obviously, the long green things are the jalapenos, but you can see in there it's got the seaweed from the little flake packet. Some of the carrots. Whoops. Some of the carrots. These little guys right here. Yeah. Yep. Ooh. Okay. Now, no self-respecting person would ever eat udon noodles with a fork. Unless, of course, they didn't know, A, what udon noodles were, or B, how to use chopsticks. So, I learned at a very young age. My dad and our family, we used to go to a Chinese restaurant like at least once a month, sometimes twice a month, and the ladies that were there and the dudes taught me how to use chopsticks. And my dad used to kind of hold them a little, like, down here, until a little old Chinese lady walked up to him. "You hold your chopstick like a child. You should move up on chopstick." And then he was like, oh yeah, okay. So he moved up on the chopstick. It's just fine. So, let's go ahead. Try these bad boys right here. Whoa. Okay, 5 minutes is totally al dente. And it is really good. Says Spicy Seafood. Another reason that I deveined the jalapenos is so when I put them in, it doesn't add too much spice to this. There's a bit of a bite, if you're not used to spicy foods, but if you've seen my channel before, spicy, come on. It is good though. I do like it. 5 minutes totally al dente. There is a nice bite to the noodle, and it is definitely different than eating ramen. There is a noticeable difference. I like this. They do cost more than ramen noodles. The carrot is just like you get in the noodle cups. But yeah, udon noodles are thicker. And they just taste better, I think. Plus, the salt packet that goes in here really isn't all that bad. Obviously, it's going to kill my salt for the day, but my doctor always said I needed more salt in my diet. So, that's going to be delicious. Yeah, I'm going to kill this bad boy. So, Neoguri noodles, spicy seafood. I found them at Walmart. You probably could too. They were down like the aisle that they say is the Asian food and the Mexican food and all that. I should not be doing that. That is disrespectful. That reminds them of burial. In Japanese burial and Chinese, they have 2 incense that stick up, and you light them. If you leave your chopsticks like this in your bowl, it is actually disrespectful, because you're desecrating like their whole grave process. So when you're not eating with them, lie them down on the bowl. Or on the side, they actually have like little chopstick holders. You can make it out of the paper that you get your chopsticks in at a restaurant. Or if you're home and you actually have your own chopsticks, like I do, you can actually get a chopstick holder, which I still haven't found yet. I will probably at the big Asian market in North Carolina. But I actually have to go there and actually search for it. I really haven't done that. But I'm going to go kill this with my kimchi and my jalapenos. I hope you enjoyed me trying out the new guri. Go to Walmart. Find them. Yeah, they're a little bit more expensive than ramen, but it's a whole lot better tasting as well. So, go down to Walmart, grab yourself some, crack them open, follow the instructions, okay? If you like it al dente, with a bite to it, 5 minutes. If you like it softer, go for 6. 8 minutes in the microwave. Again, that's kind of weird, but whatever. I think that's about it. Yeah. So, go try it out yourself if you like ramen. You'll love this. And hope to see you in my next video. And in my next video, I have no clue what I'll be doing. But I will be doing Tube of Death soon. Let me go grab that and I'll show you guys. I'm back. Tube of Terror, okay? I said Tube of Death. I was wrong. But it is Johnny Scoville's Tube of Terror. Carolina Reaper Peanut Challenge. Okay, I think I've read this to you guys before, but no food or drinks. You have 10 minutes to finish the whole tube by eating 1 to 2 peanuts at a time. My wife is absolutely insane. She got this for me. And you have to wait 5 minutes after the final peanut to complete the challenge. Now, that's a lot of peanuts. Each peanut has sugar, like that's supposed to make it better. Carolina Reaper pepper dust from Ghost Pepper, Chocolate Butla, 7-pot Brain Strain, 7-pot Dougla, and Moruga Scorpion peppers, sea salt, which just makes it even better, and 13 million capsaicin crystals per nut. That means after eating 2, you have 26 million Scoville units just lying in your stomach. No. I will not probably be able to finish this. I do have limits, and I'm pretty sure this tube is going to be that limit. I have seen many people online try to do this, and they can't finish it. And while I do pride myself on being able to eat hot foods, I'm no fool. So I'm pretty sure I'm not going to be able to do this. However, it is the same creators who did the Death Nut Challenge, which I did do back when I was on Facebook. That one had bad, unforeseen circumstances. I hadn't eaten before I did it, and I ended up with a really, really, really bad stomach ache, and that's putting it mildly. If you guys have seen the movie Aliens with Sigourney Weaver, when the alien is like about to burst out the dude's chest, that is what it felt like inside my stomach. I hadn't eaten anything though. So if I had eaten, I wouldn't have had those after effects, because after I was done rolling around on the floor thinking I was going to die, I drank some Gatorade, ate some bread, and my stomach went back to being upset, but it didn't feel like it was going to rip itself out of my stomach. So that's what we got going on. I will do these soon, but I do believe my next video, I'm going to be trying different foods from Louisiana. A friend of our family, she went down and visited her family in Louisiana, and she will be bringing me a bunch of stuff. I paid for it, so it's not like, I'm like, hey, you should spend money for me. No, we paid her. I don't know what she's going to be bringing. My wife, I think, has an idea of some of the things I might get, because they talk. But nobody has told me or clued me in on what I might be having to eat. So I will be trying foods that I have never tried before from Louisiana. I've been in Louisiana once in my life. I was at Fort Polk. I was there for 2 months, and I ate Army food. Because, well, that's what was there. So I didn't get to taste any of the actual Louisiana cuisine. So I will be trying that. Looking forward to chewing it with you guys. I do hope that you have a great rest of your day. I hope that you will tell your friends about Sir Acha's channel, Sir Acha Foods, where I will be trying new foods that I've never tried before. I will be doing hot food challenges. I will be teaching you how to cook, because some people can't even make macaroni and cheese, and it is sad. If you know anybody who can burn water, direct them to my channel. We can fix them up so they can at least make rice without water. I'll see you guys later. Have a great rest of your day.